everyone, how are you feeling today? I hope you had a wonderful day. I am Carla Gonzaga, one of the 3 presenters of Group B611 Amber. We will accompany you on today's adventure. On behalf of my group, welcome to our virtual cell tour, where we are going to tackle about the specialized cell called the skin cell. But before we tour you around the wonders of the skin cell, I'd like to take a minute to familiarize you with our different destinations. Here is our map that will guide us on this tour. Now that you're familiar with the places that we are going, let us start with our tour. We have arrived at our first destination, the Cell Theory by Mr. Theodore Swan. According to him, all organisms are made up of cells. A cell is the smallest unit that is typically considered alive and is a fundamental unit of life. All living organisms are composed of cells, from just one to many trillions. These are building blocks of all organisms. Many cells aggregate from tissues. Tissues aggregate to form tissue systems. Many tissue systems aggregate to form organs, and so on the whole organisms. The cell is present in unicellular amoeba to multicellular human beings. I hope you have understood the summary of the cell theory. Now let us move on to our second destination, the 3 types of cells. Let us begin with the prokaryotic bacterial cell. Prokaryotic cells are single-celled microorganisms known to be the earliest on Earth. Prokaryotes include bacteria and archaea. A prokaryotic cell is a type of cell that does not have a true nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. The second one is the eukaryotic animal cells. Animal cells are the basic unit of life in organisms of the kingdom Animalia. They are eukaryotic cells, meaning that they have a true nucleus and specialized structures called organelles that carry out different functions. Animal cells do not have plant-specific organelles like cell walls, which support the plant cell or chloroplast, the organelle that carries out photosynthesis. Then lastly, the eukaryotic plant cells. Plant cell, the basic unit of all plants. Plant cells, like animal cells, are eukaryotic, meaning they have a membrane-bound nucleus and organelles. Now I will introduce you to our next presenter. It was a pleasure being with you today on this tour, and I will let Jonix Vinco take you to our next destination. I hope you've learned something from me today. Bye!
Good day everyone, I am Jonix Vinco, your second presenter for this tour. Now we are going ahead with the endomembrane system, where we are going to learn what endomembrane system is and its function. Let's use the skin cell as a reference. Let's go! The endomembrane system is a group of membranes and organelles in eukaryotic cells that works together to modify, package, and transport lipids and proteins. It separates the cell into different compartments or organelles, such as the nucleus, the Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum or ER, ribosomes, mitochondria, and lysosomes. The endomembrane system is important for the cell's compartmental organization to function independently and properly. Nucleus. Nucleus, also known as the control center of the cell. The nucleus is primarily responsible for storing and maintaining the cell's DNA, as well as facilitating transcription and replication. The genetic material and the numerous proteins required for its processing are contained within the nuclear envelope, a double membrane, but remain functionally connected to the cytoplasm via nuclear pores. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus, also known as the Golgi complex or Golgi body, is a membrane-bound organelle found in the eukaryotic cells, those with clearly defined nuclei, that consists of a series of flattened, stacked pouches known as cisternae. The Golgi apparatus oversees transporting, altering, and packaging proteins and lipids into vesicles so that they can be delivered to specific locations. Endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, also known as the manufacturer, is responsible for producing substances your cells need to grow. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has many ribosomes on its outer surface and makes proteins the cell needs to function. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum makes other substances that cell needs, such as lipids and carbohydrates. Ribosomes. Ribosome, also known as the translational apparatus, is a cellular particle made of RNA and protein that serves as the site for protein synthesis in the cell. The ribosome reads the sequence of the messenger RNA or the mRNA and using the genetic code translates the sequence of RNA bases into a sequence of amino acids. Mitochondria. Also known as the powerhouse of the cell, a mitochondria is a double membrane-bound organelle found in most eukaryotic organisms. Mitochondria generate most of the cell supply of adenosine triphosphate, subsequently utilized as a source of chemical energy, using the energy of oxygen released in aerobic respiration at the inner mitochondrial membrane. Lysosome. A lysosome, also known as the stomachs of the cell, is a membrane-bound cell organelle that contains digestive enzymes that break down macromolecules such as carbohydrates, lipid, proteins, and nucleic acids. If the cell is damaged beyond repair, lysosomes can help it to self-destruct in a process called programmed cell death, or apoptosis. I hope that you have understood the different endomembrane systems and their functions. Now, let me introduce you to Ms. George and Rizaldo, our next presenter that will take you to our last destination. It's been a pleasure to meet you all on this tour. Goodbye.
Good day, everyone. I hope you had an enjoyable tour earlier. I am George Ann, your last presenter for today's adventure. Welcome to our last stop. In this part, we will talk about what is skin cell and why skin cell is considered a specialized cell. Let's start with a brief introduction on skin. Let's go.
The skin is the body's largest organ, made of water, protein, fats, and minerals. Your skin protects your body from germs and regulates body temperature. The skin is composed of a layer of epithelial tissue, epidermis, that is supported by a layer of connective tissue, dermis, and an underlying subcutaneous layer. The outermost layer of the skin is composed of flat, squamous epithelial cells that are closely packed together. The skin covers a wide range of roles. It protects internal structures of the body from damage, prevents dehydration, acts as a barrier against germs, stores fat, and produces vitamins and hormones.
Now, let us discuss what is skin cell. Let's go.
Skin cells are the basic building blocks of the skin. The term skin cell may refer to any of the four main types of cells found in the epidermis. These are keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and Merkel cells. Each type of skin cell has a unique role that contributes to the overall structure and function of the skin. The skin cells grow and divide in the basement membrane. From here, the new cells get pushed up into the epidermis. Once in the epidermis, the cells no longer receive blood or nutrients. They begin the slow process of dying and slowing off to be replaced by yet more new cells. The outermost layer of the skin is nothing but dead cells.
Now, let us proceed to why skin cell is a specialized cell. Let's go.
Specialized cells are cells that have gone on to specialize in being in a certain part of the body. Such as skin cell, these cells generally do not replicate and simply die after their life cycle is complete. Cell differentiation is the process by which cells become specialized to perform different functions like immunological, photoprotective, and sensory functions that make up of epidermis, and the epidermis plays a big role in protecting the underlying skin layers and other internal structures from injury, internal damage, UV damage, harmful chemicals, and infections by pathogens such as bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Skin cells are considered as specialized cells because they can perform important immunological, photoprotective, and sensory functions.
This ends our virtual cell tour. On behalf of my crew, we thank you all for being here today and taking the time and patience to virtually listen to what we have to say. We hope that you enjoyed and learned from our tour. Thank you and goodbye.